So for this review, we're going to be taking a look at the Fountain Guard of the White Tree premium statue by the great folks, my friends at Weta Workshop. And so this piece has been out since, it was announced in 2023. Had it for a minute. I'm not going to go into all the life story stuff that most of you probably are aware of if you watch some of my reviews. It sat in a box for a good minute, and then I decided to get a wild hair right before I left for Comic-Con to open it and set it up because I needed to see what it looked like. And so I think this was like 11 o'clock, 11:30 on Monday night going into Tuesday when I flew out. So later on Tuesday. Easy to set up. It's a great looking piece. I love that you can adjust the guard anywhere on the base in that area, kind of angle wise that you want. It's really cool. I like that you could put him on a separate base if you really wanted to and just have just a white tree there. If you wanted to do that, it's cool. It's very well done. It's easy to put together. I'll go over all that in review, but just trying to working my way back into things. So thank you for the support. Stick with me. We're getting back at this. It's just a process of me getting back into doing this after everything that's happened in the last couple of years of my life. And yeah, so enjoy, guys. Thanks. All right, so I've got my Fountain Guard in White Tree set up here. Ironically, I opened it up just right before I went out to Comic-Con. And I'll talk about how easy a setup it was when you're kind of rushing to set something up. But as usual, trying to kind of give you the old 360. He's a little, because the soldier doesn't actually attach to the base. You kind of got to be a little more careful with the rotation. At least I am. I want to make sure I don't knock him off, especially here on video. All right, so this guy went up for pre-order in 2023, so he's long sold out, 905 piece edition size, and retailed for $8.99, so we'll just call it $900 for the point of easy mathing. So, you know, $900, you get the classic series effectively, white guard statue, and this environment of the white tree. You saw the beautiful water effect on the back side. The statue itself is really great. I'm gonna try and use the zoom in feature a little bit more this time on this review. So tell me what you think as I kind of not lean in quite so much. Really, really nicely done. Armor is fantastic as always. The detailing is fantastic as always. I think it's cool that if you want to display him separately or just display the white tree, you could. Let me back out so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. I mean, you could, in theory, take him and put him somewhere and just have the white tree, but it's a really, really nicely done piece. The tree's exceptionally well done, I think. It's super easy to put together. Like I was saying a minute ago, I did this the Monday night before I flew out on Tuesday for Comic-Con. The branches are all color coded, so it's super, super easy to do and not screw up. So which was wonderful because, like I said, I'm doing this at like 11:30 midnight, so you know it kind of makes it easier to do and not screw up. So zoom in here on the tree a little bit, kind of let you see some of that. His weapon is made of plastic, which makes it durable during shipping. It would have been cool if the blade had been metal, but that's not make or break for me. Like I said, he's pretty cool. Yes, you can see my probably my Be Gone weed killer stuff in the back. Sorry, I forgot to put that in the garage before I started doing this. Like I said, really, really neat statue. Obviously, it's sold out, but if you can get this and you're a fan, especially if you're like me and you're a fan of Gondor and the Gondorian culture, I think it's an exceptional piece to have, or at least get him as a classic series statue. Just a really, really exceptionally well done statue by Weta. The water effect on the back, like I showed you earlier, is really neat. It's a heavy base, so obviously it's you know not gonna be easily knocked over. You gotta be careful with the branches and that kind of stuff and everything. And obviously moving around, you're gonna want to move the soldier first. But I would definitely suggest tracking this down if you can. I think it's worth adding to your collection, especially if you're like me, like I said, a fan of the Gondorian culture. You know, just thank you guys for the support as always. As I kind of end this little review, I'm trying to keep them under about 10 minutes or so. But just again, thank you for the support. Thank you for the continued support of theonering.net. Please like, subscribe, share all the good stuff on this so that way it continues to get out there and we can continue to help push the ball forward on collecting Middle Earth. Again, I just thank you guys so much for the support. I love you guys. Till later, next time.